Okay, sequences and series. All right. Since I don't know how much you learned in Algebra 2 covering this, or even Algebra 1, or how much you will even remember, what I'm going to do is I'm going to point out a couple things. We're going to go to the work. We're going to look at some of those problems. I'm going to give you some hints on how to get the answers to those problems. All right, first of all, when we're working with the series, a lot of times it will be called A sub n, or A with the subscript of n. N is normally going to be your input value. A is going to be your output. So the n a lot of times will take the place of x. The A will take the place of y. When you see something that looks like this, A with the subscript n minus 1, what that is saying is use the previous value in the list. So for example, if my series was 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get here to number 5, and I had to make some calculation with A of n minus 1, that means I'd go back to the one right before it, 4, and I would use that value in the calculation. All right. You can use exhaustive measures for finding the answers to these. Here's sigma or summation. And this, using this symbol right here, is the Greek letter sigma. It means to add up or to sum all together. And there will normally be a beginning reference right here where it will say something like from n equals 1. And then up here will be the ending. So start at the first element in the series and add all the way through the 10th element in the series. And as you're doing that, do n plus 1. Add them all together. So first one would be 1 plus 1 is 2. The second one, now n is 2, be 2 plus 1 is 3. And so on until you do the 10th one, then add them all together. All right, let's look at the work. Sequences and series. Find the next 3 terms in each sequence. For these, it's pretty straightforward. Look and see how the amounts are growing from element to element. Between these two, grows by 2, then by 3, then by 4, then by 5. So logic would tell us that the next number is going to be 6 more than this one. And whatever you get for the answer there, the next one will be 7 more, and so on. Just fill in those boxes. These are declining, so these shrank by 4, then they shrank by 8, then 16, then 32. So these are going to shrink by, do that calculation, put the answer there. Negative 32 minus 32 more is negative 64. Negative 64 minus whatever goes here is going to equal that amount there. Find the first 4 terms in each sequence. Okay, A sub n equals 3 times 4 raised to the n minus 1. So I did the first one when n equals 1. Here's where the n goes. So up here for the power, it's going to be 1 minus 1, which is 0. Anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So 4 raised to 0 power is 1. 3 times 1 equals 3. So the first term is 3. To get the second one, now you replace the n with a 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 raised to the first power is 4, times 3 is 12. So 12 would go there. Now it's time for the third one. 3 minus 1 is 2. 4 raised to the second power, 16. 3 times 16, write it there. And that's how you'll do these. Find the nth term. We got a sub n equals negative 15 being divided by n. They don't tell us what a of 1 is. They don't tell us what the first element is. In this case, all we can do then is just type in 10 right there, work it out. That's our answer. That's it. In the examples where they tell us what the first element is, now we're just going to make a table. This will be the easiest way to do it. Okay, n is going to go here. A is going to go here. And a is going to equal a sub n minus 1 plus n, which means use the number that came before it and add the index number, the one that you're working on now. So a sub 1, n is 1, a is negative 8. Now for 2, right, use the number that came before, so negative 8 plus the index of the one you're working on now. Negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. And keep on going down through this list till you get to the 10th one. Whatever answer you get right here, that's your answer. Rewrite each series as a sum. That means plus. Okay, so when you plug 1 in here, 1 squared is 1. 20 minus 1 is 19. Plus, now it's time for 2. 2 squared is 4. 20 minus 4 is 16. Plus, now it's 3. 3 squared is 9. 20 minus 9 is 11. Plus, now it's 4, our last one. 4 squared is 16. 20 minus 16 is 4. That one's done. That's how you will do 15 through 18. Number 19 through 26. All right, here we go. Turn your calculator on. Push the math button. We want to go down past the 7th item in the list, so it's going to be easier just to scroll up. And what we want is 0, summation. See, there's our sigma right there. So we're going to push 0, and look what happens. It's going to do this for us. What it's doing is exactly what you did right here, only it's adding all those up and giving an answer. You're going to use x in every one of these. So x, 5, 11. Now type in the function using x's, or the expression, x plus 400. And then just push enter. There's the answer. Equals 2856. There you go. All right, 27 through 32. Here's a series. We're going to use sigma notation. A lot of these are going to work because something was raised to some kind of power. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to start with element 1, n equals 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to go all the way to 5. Now, what is the function that produced these? What do you notice when you look at each one of these? Here's element 1. So how can I use the number 1 to get 1? Here's element 2. What can I do with the number 2 to get 4? Here's element 3. What can I do with the number 3 to get 9? And so on and so forth. Well, I know this. 1 plus 0 equals 1. But here where it's element number 2, 2 plus 0 doesn't equal 4. Probably has nothing to do with adding. 1 times 1 equals 1. But 2 times 1 doesn't equal 4. So it's not times 1 necessarily. But 4 is 2 times 2. 9 is 3 times 3. N squared. That's it. You're done. You're through. When you put 1 in here, 1 squared is 1. When you put 2 in, 2 squared is 4. You go all the way to 5. 5 squared is 25. Each one of these is going to have something similar to that in nature. All right, that's the first worksheet. I think that will get you going. Read the notes. I know if you don't remember anything about series and sequences, the notes can be a little bit confusing. Read in the book too. It is in the book, and the book does a good job of explaining what to do on these. The next video will be arithmetic series.